Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin CyCon US 2019. And to kick it off, I would like to introduce the Director of the Army Cyber Institute, Colonel Andy Hall, who will officially welcome you and begin the International Conference on Cyber Conflict US 2019. Colonel Hall previously served on the Army Staff, Joint Staff, with the Multinational Command Iraq, and with the 18th Airborne Corps staff while deployed to Iraq. He is a graduate of the United States Military Academy. He has a master's degree in applied mathematics and a PhD in operations research. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Andrew Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you very much for coming. And we appreciate you here for our fourth iteration of CyCon US, which is exciting to be here in the Crystal Gateway Marriott, where I know for some of us, this has been a place where we've picked up our race packets for Army 10 milers. And so you might be used to those kinds of thoughts as opposed to thinking about cyber, but we're really glad to have you here. Just in the first few minutes that I was here, I've got to see a variety of friends that I've made over the now 4 years of CyCon and the 4 years that I've got to go to Tallinn, Estonia. And that notion of having a community and friends that you get a chance to see is part of what we're trying to develop here. So we really encourage everyone to get a chance to mingle and meet the people that are on your left and right during the breaks, during lunch, and over the next couple days. So for some, the Army Cyber Institute, known quantity. For others, I wanted to give you a short idea of what the Army Cyber Institute is and what we're doing and how we end up here at CyCon. And so we've got 70 people that work at the Army Cyber Institute, which is at West Point, and we've got a mixture of active, reserve, as well as civilians and military. And we have a group that go from the psychological operations, public affairs, hardcore electrical engineers, all the way to policy specialists and lawyers. So we have a nice wide group that get a chance to look at problems from a multidisciplinary perspective, really taking interdisciplinary to the next level where there is no way that one person can solve a problem, but they have to work as a team. And we work to first advance the body of knowledge, working to try to find what we need to learn to make the cyber domain more accessible to our Army and the rest of the Joint Force. We try to leverage impactful partnerships, and the partnership that we have at the Army Cyber Institute with the Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence in Tallinn, Estonia is one of our valued partnerships that we use and leverage to bring the CyCon US conference to you here in the United States. And we're also here to develop future leaders. And although West Point has a role in helping with the education of our entire Army, obviously we are focusing on a lot of the pre-commissioning, and we're really glad to have a large contingent of cadets here, both from West Point as well as from the Virginia Military Institute here with us today. And over the course of the next couple of days, you'll see a variety of students from the Navy. The Naval Academy will be here as well. And so we work with trying to find ways to educate and inspire the cadets to learn about the variety of programs that need to be understood to work in this very complex domain, both inside and outside of the classroom. And so at West Point, we have a brand new cyber sciences major that we're just launching, which we are adding to what we already had with regard to computer science and also with our cyber minor. One of the great educational opportunities we've had at West Point for our law majors and political science majors is to add a cyber minor to what would otherwise be more of a social sciences degree, and to really find a way to apply your tools, kit into the cyber domain. We're pretty excited by that. We were waiting to see exactly what cybersecurity or what we would need with a cyber sciences major. So we've been focusing on kind of the hardcore hacker degree, which would be what the computer science degree we believed was. And the Naval Academy and the Air Force Academy both established their own cyber majors. And the one thing that we see is that between the three services, the programs are not identical, but they all focus on the uniqueness of the service. And whereas at West Point, we believe that the decision to major in cyber might be between the different kinds of a STEM discipline and whether or not you want to be a mathematician or a computer scientist or maybe a cyber sciences major. At the Naval Academy, they find that with their cyber program that their students are choosing between political science and cyber. And so you get an opportunity to really look at, there's a wide variety of skills that come to bear that we really need to bring. And I think as you look and talk with the people here, we have tracks at this conference that are in law, policy, tech topics. And so we bring a host of talent. And so part of that discussion, you get to meet the people around you and really learn what the different disciplines bring to our program. So we've really took and said, why do we have this CyCon conference and what is its role at West Point? And for us at West Point, we're trying to make a premier institute that's going to prevent strategic surprise. Because with regard to our nations, we want to prevent surprise, and in the cyber domain, that's what we're trying to do. And we think that one of the key ways to be able to do that is to work with partners and to find ways to share our experiences. And in working with the Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence in Tallinn, their directors saw that if they could build the relationship in Tallinn and then extend that to the United States, where we'd be able to have two groups of people meeting every 6 months and really working together, that we would be able to create the community of lawyers, policymakers, and technical experts to work with our armies and militaries and find a way that we would be able to have the community in place that we need to prevent any strategic surprise. One other thing that we have that is out there to try to find a way to spread the word of cyber is our Cyber Defense Review. We've got 3 special issues coming up for the Cyber Defense Review. One will have all of the conference papers from this conference, from the CyCon US conference. We've got a call for papers out for a special issue on information operations. And we also will have a call for papers coming out shortly on the economics of cybersecurity. And this journal we put out for academics across the community. It's available both through our website, but also through JSTOR. And for those not familiar with JSTOR, it's the storage of academic knowledge that's available at the libraries across the world. And this, being this journal is run by the United States Army, by the Army Cyber Institute, it is open access, and everybody has the ability to download and read those papers. And so we think that the papers are quite impactful. And you'll see on this one, this is the fall issue, just came out, and we've got an interview with General Petraeus, which I think that you will enjoy. And we've also got a very nice paper talking about artificial intelligence and the notion of having a cyber teammate and how you could have a teammate in cyber based on using artificial intelligence, which is written by some friends that at the French Academy. So over the next 2 days, we've got some really interesting speakers. We have some keynotes that will be a fascinating glimpse at the different levels of government and industry and academia of what they are working on with regard to this cyber domain. Yesterday, we started out with a Jack Voltaic workshop, which is our research project to try to address critical infrastructure. And we had an excellent opportunity to talk a little bit about the importance of critical infrastructure and to do a small tabletop yesterday. We've got some outstanding panels today where you're going to get to see information operations, economics of cybersecurity. We've got the law panels that will address data sovereignty as well as some other the very sticky topics within law. But one of the great things is that every one of these panels will be accessible. So you get an opportunity, even if you're not a law specialist, to sit in on a law panel and to try to glean some of the ideas. And I think that as you look at the things that we have to offer with the cyberspace solarium and what's coming on with 5G, as well as some really thoughtful and inspired papers, the hardest thing for you to do is going to be to choose. And that's something that you're going to have to choose as we go on. We'll have the keynotes, and then you'll get to choose which of the sessions you want to attend. And I encourage you, again, to think about what are the issues that you want to come away with. What are the things that caused you to want to come to CyCon? Because those issues and those concerns, thoughts, they're part of those conversation drivers. And we place the keynotes here to generate thought and to give you an opportunity to hear what they're thinking from a perch that we might not otherwise see, and to get an opportunity to really motivate the discussion. Because our most important thing that we are trying to do is to begin a conversation. For many, we're continuing the conversation. And then for all of the academics in the room, we're looking to continue the work in the academic sphere by writing papers that the rest of us will be able to read and reference and expand the body of knowledge. So that's the real purpose that we have here at this conference, is to try to meld what we do here at the ACI, advancing the body of knowledge, having the impactful partnerships, as well as working with our next generation of cyber leaders through all of our pre-commissioning issues. And we try to bring that all together by creating this community here at CyCon. So when you go out and you're able to tell the story, what you did here at CyCon, we have the different ways you can keep linked up with the Army Cyber Institute and with West Point. I hope that you will all, as you're thinking about your time here, if it is your first time at CyCon, welcome. If it is your second or third time or fourth time you've been here with us at CyCon US, that you will think about any of the issues that you can give us over the course of our new venue. Because we have been in the Ronald Reagan building, which is down in DC for the last 3 iterations, and this is the first time that we are coming here, which is really it's an awesome venue. It's quite close to the Pentagon, which for a lot of us is a center of gravity. We've got wonderful access to the underground, and to get a chance, there are a ton of restaurants that you can access through the Crystal City Underground as well as the Metro. For those that are thinking forward in the future, right now we'd be very close to the new home of Amazon, which would be just down the Metro, and that'll be coming and join us together and continuing to make this Washington, D.C. area a real hub of cyber activity. Well, on behalf of everyone in my team, as well as the superintendent and the rest of the leadership team up at West Point, we want to welcome you to CyCon 2019. Thank you.